So, having started Primus a couple of weeks ago, at the time of recording, I'm pretty much about 30 hours in. And I wanted to use this video to more so just clarify the tools that I'm using to build Primus. Now, if you're not already aware, I've built my first game, Scarred Steel, using pretty much all of AI. I spent about 784 hours doing that. The first 300 hours was literally with ChatGPT going back and forth. And over time, I picked up various tools along the way to get to where I am now. And really, I want to use this video for people that are just curious about perhaps how I make games and if you're actually someone that's interested in doing so. So I pretty much just want to use the video for that. So first things first, there's various things I use AI for. I use AI to help me, do all the coding, help AI to make the images, to make sound effects for the videos, and for the music for the game. So a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. One of the most important things, or the most crucial things, has been using Cursor AI. Cursor AI, the best way to describe it is probably just to say ChatGPT. Like think of it as ChatGPT, and you can give it prompts, and those prompts then go away and make and edit scripts with all your code. So really, really quite useful. I started using that midway through Scarred Steel, and it definitely helped save a lot of time and stress that ChatGPT was giving me when I was copy and pasting. So that's really useful. And for reference, I do cover more specifically in detail how I would approach game development using AI in my Discord if you want to go and see that. But this video is just more of a brief summary. So Cursor is really, really quite good. The way I've been using it so far for Primus, literally within the first week, I literally sat down, I made a very big brainstorm with Gemini in terms of what I wanted the game to look like. And then I literally got Gemini to write me lots of big prompts to give Cursor to go and make relevant functions. Things like the player state, the character related stuff, the combat related stuff, the save related stuff, the main menu, etc. All of that sort of stuff. And what's cool with Cursor is that you can queue prompts. So I literally queued like 11 prompts all in one go. Basically just went for a walk and then came back and it was still going. So it's the sort of stuff that just keeps working at it, and it's really quite efficient, and it's very, very accurate. What I will say with Cursor is that a lot of the time it gets it right within the first or second try. There's only been maybe the rare chance where I have to go back and forth a bit more. But like any AI, it's only as good as the context you give it. So again, being able to sort of speak that very well is important. When I go about using Cursor, usually I will use the voice chat in ChatGPT. I have like a little extension for that, but I'll basically speak into ChatGPT, but instead of pasting it in ChatGPT, I then copy that and put it into Cursor. Very, very useful, but that's pretty much how I'm using it. I wouldn't really say that there's a specific way to use Cursor other than pretty much to describe the thing you're looking for it to make in your game. And again, whatever context and clarity you can give it goes a very long way. Then we have things like image stuff. So at the moment, I'm using Gemini. I'm only really using Gemini because I've got like a pro account on it because I've got a paid Google account. So I figured I might as well. So that's pretty good. I did have struggles with it when I was trying to adjust images that had people in it, as in like characters from my game, because I didn't really like that because it was thinking that they were public figures. A bit strange, but for the most part, Gemini with its Nano Banana Model 2 is really quite good in terms of quality. Again, the context of it is very important, so it's making sure you give it the relevant context. At the moment, what I'll be doing with eventually is I will be making lots and lots of gladiator related images with Gemini. Now, I don't know if I'm going to stick to Gemini. If it's giving me issues, I might try and find something else, because I got it to make pretty much all of my character images for Scarred Steel, so I think I'll probably just stick to it for now for Primus as well. And that also being things like icon images, that being combat backgrounds, all sorts. That's the sort of stuff I'm going to be doing for Primus, and I even made the game art with Gemini as well. So that's really useful. Second thing, in terms of sound effects, so I'm currently using ElevenLabs at the moment, and it's got like an AI sound effect thing where you can search up sound effects that were made with AI that other people made, but you can also make your own. These are really, really good. You want to obviously make sure you get the subscription for it. It costs nothing. I think it's like £5 a month or something. But really, really quite good. I've already used quite a few things for Cursor for Primus already with the sound effects. I'm going to probably continue to use these as well because I think I'll be able to get some really good ones. So that's pretty much all I've got to say for that. I sometimes use ElevenLabs for voiceovers with the game. I know for Scarred Steel, I actually spoke the voiceover, and then I got AI 11 Labs to then modify the voice. So that was okay. I think for Primus, I'm going to try and do a lot better than what I did with Scarred Steel. So that's cool. And other than that, then we got things like music. So things like Suno is really quite good. Even if you're not even into game development or plan to do any sort of thing that I'm doing, I'd really take a look at it. It's not bad. You can make a few songs for free as well. But yeah, getting the paid version can make you generate so many songs. And yeah, it's really good, whether you want something with lyrics or whether you just want instrumental stuff. I mean, things like for Scarred Steel and even for Primus, I basically just described the sort of thing I wanted with Gemini. It gave me prompts that I then gave Suno. And yeah, it's phenomenal. Really quite good. So Suno is something I'm probably going to stick with for a very long time, unless I find something even better, which is hard to believe. But that's pretty much what we've got. So overall, that's pretty much what we've got in terms of what we're using. And even for video, I don't think I'm going to be using that much video for Primus. There's something with AI generated video for me. A lot of the times, I especially think for video games, it might not fit in that well. I might look to try and make a varied videos for maybe the prologue for Primus. But again, if it doesn't really feel right, I'm probably not going to bother. So that's all I will say. I did try and do some video for Scarred Steel, which there are a few in there. But for the most part, it wasn't really something which I tried throwing myself at too much. But those are pretty much the tools. Now, really, just the main thing here is just focusing on the context you give it, right? A lot of it is simply how well you use it. So that's really the main thing I can say. Now, if you do want to, I guess, have more of a walkthrough in terms of how I would approach, basically starting to put together my first AI game again, in my Discord, there is a way where you can sort of look at my short video series. It's nothing crazy, but it's more just to sort of give you an in-depth idea as to how AI can be used as opposed to making something complete. But that's pretty much what I've got for this video. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. But with that said, I'll chat soon.